So about 2 hours ago at the time of me recording this video, we got our updated look at Pioneer, which is an upcoming MMO FPS being developed by GFA Games that is heavily inspired by the Stalker and Metro series. And I gotta say, this gameplay trailer, which you guys are seeing on screen here, is looking really fire. This is looking like it has a lot of promise and a lot of potential. But there are some things that I want to talk about with this game that I feel are going to be very controversial, and I wanted to open up a dialogue with my community to see if it's something that you guys are interested in after you hear what I have to say. I'm going to talk about this gameplay trailer and more in this video, so if you guys do end up enjoying it, leave a like on it, a dislike if you didn't, subscribe for more FPS content just like this. My name is Big Fry. Let's get into it. So the gameplay trailer opens up to a couple of guys sitting around this fire. We obviously see the nice work in progress. Some aspects may change, but one thing right off the bat that I'm noticing, the graphics are actually really fucking sweet. We get into this, I'm guessing, like this hub, this safe zone where a lot of players are running around. I'm guessing there's going to be things like traders and inventory and stuff like that. And then we see them kind of venture out of the bunker and into this crazy looking world. There's this weird like Fallout kind of aesthetic mixed with Metro, and I'm absolutely fucking with it. We see some of the weapon customization with the attachments, and I gotta say, everything that we're seeing here is actually looking pretty sweet. These two players run out into this like spinal monster area with creatures running around that look kind of like zombies or some sort of like infected. My buddy's running a double barrel shotgun, and the weapon crafting and the combat is looking pretty good as well. We get some melee combat with a guy sliding around, chopping heads. It reminds me a lot of like the Dead Island 1 kind of dismemberment. We get some pistol gameplay here, some SMG gameplay as well, with creatures jumping around, dropping lightning strikes as they're bouncing around. There is so many different creatures and like monsters to fight. Even in this trailer, it's kind of nuts. We see a lot of different weapons on display too, from axes, SMG, shotguns, to kind of more makeshift melee weapons as well. But the environments here are fucking top notch. I gotta say, like, for a game like this, it's looking pretty fucking incredible. I will say some of the AI movement looks a little bit janky. They're kind of running, all the animations aren't polished in, but again, it is an early work in progress. I'm just glad that we're seeing something like this in a multiplayer setting. This is obviously being touted as an MMO FPS. I'm curious to see what the networking is going to look like, how many players are actually going to be a part of a server. Are we looking at something more of like an MMO light, kind of like Destiny, where you can go off and raid? I don't quite know all of those details, but I will say the second half of this trailer shows some death animations and some melee, and kind of it's a weird trailer, if I'm being honest. The second little quarter of it is very strange. Just kind of shows some like third person fighting. They show this big old behemoth fucker that kind of looks like me, and they're shooting him in this swampland area. Kind of reminds me of like a dungeon boss potentially. There's a lot going on in this trailer that really don't have a lot of clear answers for, but that kind of excites me. I like, especially when it comes to MMOs, I like jumping in when not everybody knows absolutely everything about the meta, the way the guns are built, the way everything is. I like that unknown, and there is a lot here to unpack and kind of speculate on. I'm liking what I'm seeing when it comes to the actual gameplay trailer itself. Let's talk about the controversy. So, GFA Games are the developers of this game, and they've been working on this for a few years, and it's looking really good. GFA Games is a Russian developer, and with this channel, I don't like bringing a lot of politics, at least to the YouTube side of things. I will talk about my political beliefs on Twitter, maybe on a live stream sometime, but I don't like bringing it to this right here. We have to talk about it. These guys are Russian. And I know a lot of people are instantly writing it off because they are Russian developers. And for me, I always look at things not through a black and white lens, but try to kind of take every aspect into account. It's a little weird covering games coming out of Russia, even though for me personally, I don't believe that these developers believe in what is going on in Russia. I don't believe these guys are out here fighting on the fucking front lines. I don't believe they're the ones wishing bad upon the people of Ukraine. It feels a little weird to condemn them, kind of like what EA did when they said that people in Russia can no longer purchase things on their storefront. It sucks because not everybody in Russia believes and backs their government in this war, and so it's a little strange. I'm a little bit of in a rock and a hard place because I like what I'm seeing here. I really want to play this game and I really want to talk about it, but I also understand that there's a little bit of responsibility and there's a little bit of weight that comes with that, and I wanted to open up that dialogue to see what you guys think about covering games coming out of Russia. And it's weird because in the gaming landscape, that should be the most controversial thing to talk about. The fact that these guys are coming from a place that is doing some really horrible things. Even more controversial than that is the fact that these guys have been backed by Tencent, which I know instantaneously a lot of people are going to be pissed off because now you have the Chinese regime investing in yet another game, and I know a lot of people, as soon as they hear Tencent, they write that shit off, which I get. I totally understand it. I can't fault anybody for thinking it. For me, it's a little bit of a mixed bag. It's like, all right, where's the pay to win elements? All right, what's the underlying motive from Tencent to be involved with these guys? What's gonna happen? A lot of people write off anything involved with Tencent. I can't fault them for it. That's your opinion. For me, I use things like Discord. I use Reddit every single day. Tencent has their hands in fucking everything now. And it's really it's starting to be tough to, not touch certain things that Tencent has their hands in. We don't quite know how much of an investment they've made into Pioneer, if they've made an investment that gives them like total control of the game, or I don't know those details because A, it's coming from a country that we don't really have a lot of information on, and B, the information that we do have is very, very scarce as is. For me, I like what I'm seeing. I like giving developers a spotlight when they're doing things right, but there are some things that I think we need to talk about as a community, whether or not I should be talking about these things or discussing the things. For me, I look at the art, I look at the environments, I look at the work being done for the product, and it's looking fucking phenomenal. But then you kind of have these outside things that are going on that could affect the internal development, that could affect the end product, and we haven't seen that yet. We don't know what those consequences are going to be, being from Russia, taking investment from China. I think with those two things, this game, right off the bat, I think it's going to be a really hard sell to a lot of people in the West, and I totally understand it. But at the same time, I want to fucking play the game. So I'm conflicted. So I wanted to hear your guys' thoughts on it. Let me know what you guys think, A, of the trailer, A, of the kind of overarching circumstances surrounding this game with the political landscape that we're in. And I just want to know your guys' thoughts on the entire situation. So let me know in the comments down below. This is one that I'm going to be keeping a really close eye on, specifically because I have a lot of people that have been hitting me up consistently over the last like 6 or 7 months asking me what's going on with it. We finally get an update and there's more information out there, and things are kind of ramping up over there in Russia, and I don't know what to do as somebody in the West from Canada who is just like, I just want to play good video games, you know what I mean? And to be honest with you, that area in like Russia, Ukraine, Finland, they got some great games happening over there with Road to Vostok, Escape from Tarkov, Stalker 2. And it's like, what do you fucking do? I want to know your guys' thoughts. Thank you for clicking on the video. Again, if you guys enjoyed it, leave a like on it, a dislike if you didn't. Let's start a fucking conversation. I don't want to start a political war in the comment section, so let's not do that. Let's not sling fucking mud. Not everything that you guys see is completely black and white, but I want to have a conversation. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Big Fry. Pick up a t-shirt at BigfryShop.com. Become a member for 99 cents a month and get yourself a ton of rewards. You guys can see that by clicking that join button down below. And I'll see you on the next one.